Right, hola chicas, just going to have a look at the listening páginas sesenta page 69. I asked you to have a look at this, the last day, and fill in the green box. I'm just going to run through the blue box first, and then we'll have a look at the green box on the next page. Okay, so first person we have here is Diego. Okay, his edad tiene 15 años, he's 15. He es bajo, es B-A-G-O, y rubio. He's bajo y rubio, R-U-B-I-O. My writing's a bit scribbly. Hay 5 personas en su familia, 5 in his family. Tiene un hermano y 2 hermanas. Okay, 1 brother, 2 sisters. Próximo persona que tenemos es Pilar. Pilar tiene 12 años, she's 12. Es alta y guapa. She's tall and good looking, okay? Hay 4 personas en su familia. Tiene una hermana, pero no tiene un hermano. Is that okay? So she has 1 sister and she doesn't have a brother. Is that okay? Perfecto. Good job. So this is the little bit I asked you to have a look at last night. So we just seen that information there. Then you have to fill in the boxes here with the questions. So the questions were ¿Cómo se llama? What is his or her name? ¿Cuántos años tiene? How old is he or she? ¿Cómo es? Describe them. ¿Cuántas personas hay en su familia? How many people's in their family? ¿Tiene hermanos? Do they have brothers and sisters? So the first guy was Diego, so it was filled in already for us. So we can say se llama Diego. Then we had se llama Pilar. Okay, her name's Pilar. So in response to the question, ¿Cuántos años tiene? You're going to say tiene 15 años. That was Diego's age, okay? And Pilar tiene 12 años. So Pilar was 15 and Diego and Pilar is 12. So Diego is 15, Pilar is 12. ¿Cómo es? So you're asked then to describe them. Es bajo y rubio. So Diego is bajo, he's short, y rubio, blonde. Remember, you're changing this verb ser, so the soy, you can't say sois, I am, eres, you are, so es, he or she is. So he is bajo, remember, o, y rubio, o, okay? Then we got Pilar. So Pilar is alta, she's tall, y guapa. That should be an A there, guapa, all right? Guapa, all right, good job. ¿Cuántas personas hay en su familia? So how many people is in their family? And remember we saw this idea of the su, his or her, okay? So hay 5 personas en su familia. There's 5 people in his or her family. Hay 4 personas en su familia. So there's 5 people in Diego's family y 4 personas en su familia, in Pilar's family, okay? ¿Tiene hermanos? Does she have brothers and sisters? For Diego, say tiene un hermano. Okay, he has 1 brother y 2 hermanas, so he has 1 brother and 2 sisters. So remember the tiene, he or she has. And then for Pilar, it said tiene una hermana. She said una hermana. Tiene una hermana. She only has a sister. Is that okay? So the key idea of this exercise was just getting you started to think about these things here, like se llama, his or her name. Tiene, he or she has. Es, he or she is. And this little verb here, I, there is or there are. Is that okay? Good job. So that was the little bit of homework for you too. So hopefully that was okay for you. We're just going to go across the page now to Página 71, page 71. And we're just going to have a look now at the blue box here, okay? So in Unidad Uno, okay, in first unit, we learned about the indefinite. So that literally means, that's a fancy way of saying like okay? So And we saw earlier in Spanish that there's 2 ways of doing this. There's like, you can say un if it's masculine, una if it's feminine, and then if it's plural, it's unos for if it's a group of boy things, and then unas if it's a group more than one girl thing, okay? So we've seen that, remember, un for a boy, una for a girl. If it's more than one male thing, it's unos, and if it's more than one, it's unas, okay? Now, in Spanish, that's the way for doing This here now is a way of saying the. This is how you do the in Spanish. So this is the, and I think we saw some of this in class already, okay? So if we're chatting about something that's masculine and we want to use this, if the thing here is masculine, instead of saying I want to say the, we use el. So here we've got el cuaderno, the copybook. Now, if I wanted to say a copybook, that would become un cuaderno. Yeah, does that make sense? If I want to say a copybook, it becomes un cuaderno. But if I want to say the copybook, it becomes el cuaderno. All right, good job. Here now, with feminine, so words that are feminine, okay, and we want to say the L becomes a la. It's because it's la regla, because this is feminine here. The ruler is always feminine, okay. If we wanted to say that it was a female, if we want to say a ruler instead of the ruler, we would use una. We say una regla, okay, because this one here is masculine and blue is L. This one here is una, la regla, so una regla. So we've seen the L and the la, all right. Number three then is, so we use los with masculine plural nouns. So we've seen this from here. So los bolígrafos, we have more than one pen here. Okay, so we're going to see here that we already know that to say this is masculine because it's los los. So if we were saying you could say some pens, it would be unos. Yeah, unos, unos bolígrafos. Okay, because it's masculine, we say some pens are a group of pens, but because we want to say the pens is in plural, it's los. We've seen this idea of s already. We know that adding things on as an s makes things a bit easier. Okay. The last one here we got was the use last with feminine plurals. Now cs is seat, so we want to say a seat, it would be una silla. That's a seat, unas, uans, because there's more than one. Una sillas, but because it's plural, we're going to say we're changing this to las sillas. All right, so so you're seeing now that the difference. We've learned this una, unas, and all the l, la, los, las. That's just saying the. Really simply, that's just saying that. It seems a bit complicated, but once you get your head wrapped around it, it definitely gets a bit easier. Okay. So just start thinking about that. Okay. And I suppose the key idea here is you just have to be always thinking about, is it masculine, is it feminine, and it's just, I suppose it's about practicing really and getting as much practice as you can, going over that, looking over it, learning it, and you just have to learn the gender of the word. Once you learn the gender of the word, it becomes a lot easier. But that's the key idea, I suppose, getting to know the gender of the word. All right. So I want you to think about a couple of things now over the weekend. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to do this. See this activity here, this green box. I want you to fill in the gender of it, if it's L or la. Okay. So here we're saying definite article. You're deciding, is it L or la, or is it los if it's plural, or if it's las, female, feminine plural. Okay, so for instance here, number 6 here, like that's reglas. We know reglas is ruler from up here, and there's more than one because there's an s, so it's going to be las reglas. Anyone with an s here, like this one or this one or this one or this one, is going to be either los or las. If it has an s, like these ones here, any of those ones there that have an s, they're going to be either los or las because they're plural. Is that okay? So if you don't know if it's masculine or feminine, you're just going to have to look it up. Okay, you're going to have to look it up. All right. Some of these words you've seen before. Some you've seen most of these words before. Okay. Remember, una vaca is a cow. That's a big clue. Una, so you know it's feminine is going to be la. All right. So just have a run through that, play around and see how you get on with it. All right. So that's going to be the first thing I want you to do. So on página 71, I want you to have a look at that there. Okay. Perfecto. The second thing I want you to do is we're going to skip ahead a few pages. What I want you to try now as well, just a little bit of comprehension. I want you to try on página 76, is this page 76, is this comprehension here, okay? So it's La Familia Lopez, okay? It's the Lopez family, all right? Just want you to read through it and see how you get on with the questions, okay? So the question is, where does the Lopez family live? How many people are in her family? What to learn about the father of their family? Who is Mercedes? Okay, how is she described? How many children are in the family? And what information do we learn about them? Okay, I want you to read through it now. Okay, the vocab is all okay. It's I'm just trying. they're very careful. Just two little words here. This simpática is kind, okay. Cariñosa, caring. Is that okay? Cariñosa, caring, okay. And one more little tiny word here. Mona is cute. That's cute. All right, that's cute. Why don't you just play around and see how you get on? I remember la pregunta is in English, request in English, remember the questions in English, the answers in English, and just intenta, give it a good try and see how you get on with those 6, okay? And I'll probably going to try and do a live class with you on Monday, so I will put that up on the stream. Is that okay? Muchas gracias, chicas.